Hey, welcome. Thank you for your patience. And welcome to our Monday, Mindful Monday class. We do short holds on Monday, which means that we'll just be going through more postures and not holding them for as long, but also targeting all the directions of the hips and shoulders, of course, and the feet. Come on, Daisy. Let's get going out here. And let me just clean off this. It's a little bit muddy. Watch out. Mommy's going to sit there. Okay, so let's start seated, just like we did yesterday. Seated meditation, roll the shoulders back in backward circles a few times and just start to wake up the upper spine. This is such a traditional way to start a class, right? It's just in seated meditation, but that doesn't mean that you can't use a block or a blanket or a cushion or something or a wall to sit against. So make sure that you're finding a comfortable place. Okay, so your spine can be straight. Think of that column of rainbow light that we focused on last Friday, and just imagine that all of your chakras are just starting to light up because you're aligning your spine. You're getting your spine in one straight line. So we see red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and white from the bottom to the top of our spine. The bottom to the top, really from tail to crown. And then soften your forehead, let thoughts come and go. Remember, we're going to shift our attention away from thinking to feeling. So we move away from watching the thought, being involved with the thought, to really witnessing and feeling the body and breath. So let your eyes relax. Look inward with compassion, self-compassion. I'm here to take care of this body in this lifetime, this spirit living in this form right now. Right? Let's bring it to a higher level. Remember, we talked about higher consciousness too yesterday. Good. Now, relax your jaw. I like to swallow just to moisten the throat, and then let the teeth part so you're not clenching. Good. And then come to your breath. Just feel your breath by your nose for a few moments. And notice what the breath feels like just by bringing your attention there, right? You're raising your vibration by not just being lost in the thoughts of the world and things that are going on, the circumstances and of your life, and even of the world as well. So bring it down into your body, into this present moment where everything is fine. So the breath is one way to get there. So feel it going in and out through your nose. Remember, this is Anapana meditation. Try to keep your attention with your breath for a few moments. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're gathering our attention, we're gathering our dharana, our concentration. We're going to start our pranayama practice. And today we're going to start with the box breathing, which is 4 counts in, holding for 4, 6 count out, holding for 2, right? So it's a long exhale. I want you to really slow down your exhale, which is the hard part of this breath. All right, let's begin. We're going to fill to 4, 3, 2, hold your breath, 4, 3, 2. Now slow exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your breath, 2 and 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, hold it in, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your breath, 2 and 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, hold it, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it for 2 and 1. One more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 4, 3, 2. Exhale slow. 6, 5, 4, 3. Really empty. 2. Hold it out. 2 and 1. Now relax. So this is supposed to be really good for the parasympathetic nervous system. Really good for deep relaxation. A lot of therapists teach this type of breathing. So let's start our Dirga Pranayama. We're going to fill the lungs, belly, then ribs, then chest. Just pause for a moment. Empty chest, ribs, belly draws back and pause. Continue please on your own, filling bottom, center, tap, emptying, tap, center, belly draws back. Just a few rounds on your own. So find your Dirga Pranayama. This is the pranayama we'll use throughout the class now. So creating a smooth wave-like pattern is really going to be helpful to keep your system relaxed and your mind focused on your body. Stretch your arms into a T, palms up. We'll do a little meditation here. Breathe in. Bring your hands together and breathe out. Hands to heart center. Breathing in, hands to the forehead to touch. Breathing out, hands down, arms wide, palms up. Breathe in, reach up, hands together over your head. Breathe out, hands to heart center again. So you're controlling the breath, right? Inhale, hands touch at your third eye, your ajna chakra. Exhale, hands come down towards the lap, and then you spread your arms wide on the exhale. Okay, a couple more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move at your own pace, but keep it slow and steady. Breathing in and breathing out. So 2 more times on your own, and we'll meet with the hands at the chest in prayer. Taking the pause, top of the inhale, bottom of the exhale. Pausing with the hands at the heart center. When you get there, no rush. Letting your breath return to its natural rhythm, just to feel the power of your breath, your life force, your chi. Okay, let's begin by practicing, or by setting rather, an intention for this practice today. What do you need today? Maybe it's just peace or openness or groundedness. Maybe it's some big event in your life that you're hoping that it goes in the direction that you want it to go. Maybe it's to release sadness or something else going on, or protection for someone you love. Whatever you ask for, say thank you for it. And then bringing the hands to the forehead to touch. Thoughts will be there. Just remember, they're not who you are. Just watch your thoughts. Be the witness. And then hands back to the heart center. Let's start with a simple, soft Om. Breathe in. Om. All right, let's come forward to hands and knees, table pose, and start with some cats and cows. So knees are on the blanket. Remember, your blanket is wider than your mat. Have your blocks at the top of your mat before you begin, so you don't have to come out of the pose. And then plant your hands so they're shoulder width with the middle finger pointing forward, fingers spread out like rays of sunshine. Knees are hip distance. It looks like I have a tail now. Check it out. Dexter's standing behind me. That's my tail. What are you doing? And on your inhale, drop your belly, tilt your tail up, lift your chin. On your exhale, round your back, chin to the chest, tail under, belly draws in. Keep it going, nice and slow. Breathing in peace, and then breathing out what you don't need. All right, let's continue. Nice and slow, steady breaths, waking up the spine front and back. So again, we're working on the chakras. Anytime we work on the spine, we're working on the meridian channels. Lots of good things happening here. Good. And remember, you're doing the same thing you've been doing. You're trying to align your breath with your movement. You're trying to control the breath. All right, we're going to get into one of my favorite poses recently, which is melting heart. So keep your hips over your knees, stretch your arms out front. I just think if we do this more regularly, we're going to really see some differences in our bodies, right? The chest, the shoulders, and the spine. So you can place your forehead on the ground. Your arms are out in front of you. And really good stretch for the lats, because I worked my lats for the first time in a long time, and I'm very sore, and I can really feel it. Now, if you want more, put blocks flat in front of you, place your forearms on the blocks, and then bring your forehead or cheek down. So that brings the earth up to make it stronger on your underarms and chest and shoulders. Okay, let's just stay here for a couple minutes. Get a nice stretch. Keep on breathing. Nice, steady breaths. Now remember, if it was too strong, you could always put a block sideways underneath the chest, not the chin, but just the chest. And that's going to hold the body up so it's not as strong as it is without the block. Then you can still let your forehead come down. Now we're working into the upper body meridian channels, right? The lungs and the heart, the intestines, small and large, the sanjiao and the pericardium. Now from here, what we're going to do is just allow the hips to go back to child's pose. Let them start sinking back. And then if you want, you could maybe put a block under your forehead and bring your hands back by your feet, just for a counter pose for the arms. Or maybe you don't need the block. Okay, so let your body decide. Make sure you're breathing. All right, we're going to roll up to seated on the feet. If you need a block, slip it between the feet. Sit up nice and straight, roll the shoulders backwards once you find your edge. Sweetest comfort's the goal in every pose. So make sure you're feeling pressure, but you can still relax and breathe. Okay, nice steady breaths in and out through the nose when you get there. So taking our time, taking your time, right? You're putting time into your health and wellness, into your well-being. So really be present for yourself, with yourself. That means focusing on the breath, letting the thoughts go to the background. Now, if you need more pressure, you're sitting on your feet, then you can lean back, stretching through the quads more, maybe lift the knees off the floor. Let your body decide what feels right. All right, now we're going to curl the toes under. So let's come forward, wiggle the feet around. Remember yesterday we used half frog and we did 3 minutes in that pose, right on each side. for the tops of the feet to open. So maybe today, if you were in that class and now you're here, you're feeling that difference in the tops of the feet, right? Just these little shifts that we make. So turn the toes under now and start walking back. So your hips may be in the air, your hands can be on the floor, or you can place your hands on your thighs. But remember, that's all of your body weight on your toes. So just be careful with that. Okay, let's breathe. Wherever you are, you got to make sure you can breathe. You could add some wrist work here if you want. Turn the fingers back. Place the heel of the hand down on the mat or your blanket. Stretching through the forearm. Good for releasing tension from this area. Now we're going to roll up to standing, but we're going to stop here in this little squat. So let's see how it feels to stretch the calf muscles out here. If this is okay with your knees and your feet. So this is an excellent stretch for your knees. But not everyone can do this. So if that's the case, you can stay where we were with the toe stretch, or you can just go up to forward fold. We'll be there in a few moments. Here you can let your head hang and shake it yes and no, or you can stay up tall, what feels good. Let the heels come down a little so you can feel the calf muscles stretch. So we had a little back bend there with our melting heart. Now we're going to go into forward fold. So let's go and stand up and bring your feet hip distance apart behind your blanket. So you want to be on something stable. Good. Now place your elbows on your knees by squatting down slightly, and then tilt your tail up like we were doing in our cow pose. Tail up, head up. Keep your tail up, and then if you want, let your head come down. So this would be level 1, not that we want to compare ourselves, but this would be like the first place to go when you're testing out the pose. I usually stay here for the whole time, and you know how long I've been doing this, right? It's not about that. Good. Now, if your head is hanging, you can shake your head slowly, yes and no, just letting the neck hang forward. And then you can bring the weight forward and back in your feet as well, or bend the knees more or less to change it. If you want to make it stronger, feel free to just let your body hang from your hips, maybe holding your opposite elbows. Okay, let's stay here and breathe. That's our first minute. We have 2 to go. Use your breath to stay focused. Good. So we're getting into our urinary bladder meridians in this flexion position for the hip joint. This is the flexion of the hips. It's also the flexion of the spine. So this is dangling pose. Urinary bladder goes from the inner eye over the head, down the sides of the spine, down into the heels, to the feet, down the back of the legs. So we talk about the Ida and Pingala all the time, right? It seems like something, it's just very interesting to think about these yin and yang channels. And we've been working on that quite a bit lately. Let's just keep breathing. Let your body hang. 1 more minute. More breaths. Feel your body waking up this morning, or whenever you're practicing this class. We're reconnecting or deepening the connection between mind, body, and spirit. Now let's crawl forward to table, back to our cats and cows, and just move around. Okay, so 2 poses so far, really. Back bend and forward fold. We're just going to keep going into the body. So cats and cows, up and down, side to side, circles with the tail and head, what feels right. Good. Now we're going to get into frog next. So put your blocks underneath you. And then place your elbows where your hands were. Remember, you can adjust the blocks once you get down. You can slide the knees open, letting your hips stay between the knees, letting your body rest against the prop. So if you want them back more, just bring them back under your ribs, maybe under your chest. You could turn them sideways, long ways too, under the chest if that feels good. And then one for the forehead. Okay. Now short for this one, for a short hold class, we're just going to do 5 minutes. That's short for us, you know, in these 90-minute classes. So 5 minutes, we'll hold 1 extra minute at the end, if you like, without the props. Okay, now let's breathe slowly in, slowly out. So now we're working on the inner rotation of the hip joint, working on the inner thighs, the kidney and liver channels. We know how important these channels are. We want to keep the chi moving smoothly inside our channels, right? So that means our internal organs are working efficiently. Now keep the breath steady and smooth too. Steady, smooth breath means that you're paying attention to your breathing, that you're practicing focusing your mind on your body. Taking our attention away from thinking into feeling and sensing and breathing. Okay, that's 2 minutes. We have 3 to go. I want you to do the internal work while it's quiet. Just keep paying attention to what you're feeling. That's all you really need to do. Now, if you need more, you could always separate your feet to turn the toes out like a frog. Just making sure we don't bring the heels any wider than the knees. You could also lower your blocks. We have 3 minutes left though, if we count the last minute. So think about what internal rotation could help you with in your other practices. Since we are stretching the inner thigh, think about warrior 2 and triangle. So if the inner thighs are more open, you'll be able to go deeper into those yang yoga poses. Wide standing forward fold for Ashtanga. Butterfly pose, right, which is called Baddha Konasana, right, the bound angle pose. And then sitting between the feet, right, for Bikram yoga, there's all different types of yoga that have different types of poses. It's called fixed firm in Bikram. We call it saddle pose here. We're going to work on that posture today where we sit down between the heels. Just see how far the body can go today, right? Not forcing anything. Okay, 1 more minute, keep breathing. If you're willing to take the blocks out and able, go ahead, do that. We'll hold for 1 more minute without the props. Listen to your body. Elbows under shoulders. Keep breathing. A few more breaths. Concentrate, meditate. Filling and emptying like a glass whenever possible. Okay, now we're going to gently crawl forward to the belly. Take your time stretching your legs behind you. Just turn your head to one side. You can have your arms next to your body, palms up if that feels good. Now take a few diaphragmatic breaths, breathing into the belly, letting the belly push into the mat. All right, let's prop up onto the elbow. So now in our yin back bend of Sphinx pose, elbows exactly under shoulders. So you don't have to think about it. The bones can hold you up and they can also get stronger as we build bone density. So you can rock your hips side to side if that feels nice. Massaging the lower back and the sacrum. Maybe your head falls forward to stretch the back of the neck. You can rock your chin like a slow motion pendulum. You're doing what feels good. Maybe just turning your head side to side feels nice today. All right, if you'd like more pressure, feel free to put a block under each elbow, and that's going to raise you up the level of your block, usually, 3 to 5 inches. Just make sure you don't start dumping too much pressure into the lumbar. You can just lift up through the ribs if that's happening, pushing the elbows gently into the forearms, gently into the block. Again, you can drop your head if that feels nice. And these are all options, right? You're listening to your body, finding your own way. And then we have seal pose. If you'd like to go even higher, go back to your Sphinx, planting your hands shoulder width or wider, and then squeeze your butt to tip your tail down, lock your legs, and lift the elbows off the mat. So we want to make sure we don't let the shoulders come way up by the jaw and the ears. Push the hands down, lift the ribs, chest, and chin if you can. Really spread the back bend across your back, from the lower back to the middle, upper, and even into the neck if you can. Now when you're done, just go down, turn your head the other way, and a few diaphragmatic breaths again. Now let's push the hands into the floor, come up to table, and then just do a few cats and cows. So the cat pose is going to be a counter pose for the back bend you were just in. So really rounding your spine, tuck your tail, tuck your chin. And then when you're ready, start some cows and cats, going back and forth. Slow and steady, right? Breathing in peace, breathing out what you don't need. All right, now we're going to put the right knee in the middle of the mat. We're going to lift the left leg and tuck the left knee behind the right. Spread your feet. We're crawling back to shoelace. You can put a block between your feet if you need it for support, or even 2 blocks. Okay, outer rotation with the right leg. We just did inner with frog. Now we're in shoelace. We're going to stay here for 5 minutes. So find your edge. Sorry. Kick you. And right knee's on top, left knee on the bottom. We want to really relax here. See if you can really relax the legs. So we're doing 5 twice, right? So it's really like 10 minutes. So if your legs are relaxed, you can fold forward for more pressure, putting maybe your elbows on blocks in front of you. If they're not relaxed, I suggest staying up and just taking those long breaths and just asking your muscles to release and relax. Relax your feet. We've already worked the feet. Keep breathing. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Where is your edge? That's what we're searching for, that 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. Where does it feel just right, where I can continue to relax my muscles, I can continue to breathe in a calm manner, and I can be still. The second principle, stillness is key here. Okay. So I take care of the time, which is the third element. If you work at your edge, you could stay forever, right? If we're going too far, that's when it gets too hard. So you regulate that, you take care of that, focus on it. So I love what Sarah Powers, and I know I read this, I think yesterday, but I just think it needs to be reiterated. She says, we are practicing living in our bodies in an honorable and dignified way, free of the constricting entrapment of competition or ambition. So we're not trying to get somewhere, right? We're practicing being where we are with honor and respect and compassion for ourselves. Keep breathing. She goes on to say, we must develop this discerning attitude in order to progress to greater levels of self-care and sanity. So working on our outer rotation now, which means IT bands down the sides of the leg, piriformis through the bum, and our gallbladder channels that go down the sides of the legs, sides of the waist. So if you want here, you could get even deeper into the gallbladder meridian by taking a side bend to the right, putting a block out to the right, elbow can go on the block, or maybe your elbow goes to the mat. Remember just to find your edge here, so you're not overdoing it. So the reason we go to the right is because this right shin is going to hold the left hip in place. If we go to the left, the right hip flies right off the mat. So you'll know you're going the right way. You can lift the left arm if you like, if you're in this pose with me. Ooh. Maybe arm over the head or straight up to the sky with your fingers spread out. Getting energy flowing to the fingertips, where the upper body meridians begin or end. Nice steady breaths. Another option is to add eagle arms here. So feel free to roll the shoulders between poses, arms to a T, right elbow under left. Getting into the upper body meridians again. Use your breath. You can open the arms when you're done. Just whenever you're done, roll the wrists, roll the shoulders, maybe shake the hands a little bit. Gomukhasana arms, left arm goes up, left hand between the shoulder blades. Grab the left elbow with the right wrist. This is optional. Do what feels good today. Every day the body's different. Just hold as long as you like. Again, roll the shoulders backwards when you're done with those upper body poses. All right, so let's see if we can do this. So you know how we kind of sit back? I'd like you to come back forward onto the knees if you can. Just like we got into it, right? And then unspread the feet. The left knee is behind the right. Just bring the left leg back behind you into side plank, dropping that left foot and lifting the left arm to the sky. Just feel the stretch. Keep breathing, opening wide, letting your head hang if that feels nice. Okay, let's switch. Left hand down. And we're going to switch knees too. We're going to bring the right knee down, or the left knee down rather, and the right foot back, right? We're switching knees, not just hands. Just feel it. And hopefully I don't get too confused when we get to the second side. All right, open up wide. This is the second side plank, just opening the easy side plank, or supta, supported side plank. All right, now we are going to step the right foot forward. We're going to get into dragon with the right foot up the top of the mat. We're going to start with high dragon since we're working on a lot of back bends. Please make sure you have your blocks handy. Put a block in front of your back knee and a block under each hand. So we're going to do 5 minutes since we're doing 5-minute holds today. We're going to lift up as high as you can and hold it for 2.5, and then low dragon for 2.5. So we're skipping baby dragon. If you need it, feel free. Front knee over front ankle. Back leg is at an angle. Keep breathing. Good. Big stretch through the front of the left hip. Feel that. Nice steady breaths. So we'll go through the second side after this. So you'll be nice and even when you leave class today, of course. This is the extension of the hip. As we work the quads and hip flexors, this is where the stomach and spleen lines are. So working on digestion here, letting go of worry from the spleen. Keep breathing. And this is so good for your back bends and all of your other classes. So good for your lower back. That's the first minute, 90 more seconds in high dragon. And my teacher says, if you're feeling it, you're healing it. So, right, we want to feel something, but not pain, right? We respect our limitations. That's what Sarah Powers is talking about, what I just read. Respecting the body where it is without competition or comparison. Be where you are as you are. Yata Bhuta. 30 seconds. You could add some neck work here if you want to drop your ear over each shoulder, going back and forth a couple times, stretching out the side of your neck so it would be lateral flexion of the cervical spine. All right, let's lean forward using the thigh for support. Place your blocks inside your front foot, elbows down to the blocks. Walk your right foot over to the right a little bit. Daisy. All right, so low dragon. Find the level that feels good for you today. Keep breathing. So now the energy, the weight shifts into that front leg more. So you might feel it more in your inner thigh or your hamstrings of the front leg, maybe even the outer edge. Keep on breathing. Now, when you're in low dragon, there's a pose called Wing of the Dragon. You can add in if you'd like anytime. Put the right hand on the right knee since the right leg's forward. Push down into that hand and turn your spine to the right. You can push your knee away a little bit. I don't like to do that. I worry about my SI joint with that one, so I just turn my chest using the hand against the knee. So it's up to you. And that's Winged Dragon or Wing of the Dragon. We have about 45 seconds left. Keep breathing here. If you're feeling pressure in your shoulders, for me, it's a sign that I'm not down low enough, that I'm holding myself up too high. So I usually go down lower. That takes the pressure off the shoulders, brings it back into the hips. But do what feels right for you. We're all a little bit different like that. 2 more breaths, in with peace, out with stress. In with love, out with fear. Let it go here. Okay, now we're going to straighten the arms, pull the hips back, and we're going to go into half splits and just hang over that right leg. Remember, we already did dangling pose earlier in frog. So feel the body now. Beautiful. Now we'll take it back to child's pose just for a moment. I want you to bow to your beautiful self. Feel the difference in your body right now. All right, come back to table. Let's go through those 2 postures on the second side. So I just want you to move around a little bit, cats and cows, up and down, side to side, whatever feels nice. Honoring your body, listening to what it feels like. All right, left knee is going to go in the middle. We're going to bring the right knee up and tuck the right knee behind the left. Spread your feet. Place a block between the feet. And we're going to sit down in our shoelace pose. All right, left knee's on top this time. It's a 5-minute hold. So we have 2 5-minute hold postures. The sequence, let's relax and breathe. Now remember, if your muscles are relaxed, you can fold forward, you can make it stronger. But if they're not, don't get ahead of yourself. Really take care, stay seated, relax and breathe. Just do your best. One day you'll feel those muscles release. So double outer rotation to both IT bands, both gallbladder channels. Piriformis through the bum as well. You might feel a stretch there. Let's keep breathing. Find your edge, get still, and just stay in the pose. With the breath as our primary anchor, we can learn to listen to variations in its tone in order to wake up to the mechanical reactions that arise when we feel physical limitations. Witness your thinking. Where does your mind go when you stretch your butt or stretch your IT bands or stretch your inner thighs and your groin, right? Where does your mind go when you do spinal twists, back bends and forward folds, side bends, right? Where does your mind go when you open up your heart in a pose? So watch for the mechanical reactions. Just witness and find them interesting. So remember that you can take a side bend in this pose if you'd like, going to the left this time since the left knee is on top. That left shin will hold the right hip down. This is optional, lateral flexion of the spine. Right arm can go up or over your head, or it can stay down. Stay tuned into your breath. Feel it by your nose. Anapana meditation. Now we can also add in our eagle arms if you'd like. Open the arms, left elbow under right, palms face each other. Even if you're just grabbing that right thumb with your fingers, that's okay. Do your best today. When you're done with eagle, remember to stretch out, roll your wrists, roll your shoulders. And then we can do Gomukhasana, arms, second side, right arm goes up, pat yourself in the back, grab the right elbow with the left hand. So this is actually Gomukhasana pose according to Hatha Yoga, but in Yin we call the bottom of the pose, the leg, the hip part, shoelace. So different intentions for the different types of styles of yoga. So the poses are different. We're relaxing the muscle, we're breathing, we're staying in it for a long time in order to get into the connective tissue. You know, when you're done, just roll your shoulders around, maybe shake your hands. Remember, we're going to roll forward again, just like we went in, we're coming out the same way. So we're going to roll forward to hands and knees. And then you're going to take that right leg and stretch it behind you and go into side plank on the right. So today we're just doing 2 different side planks each time. Switching knees, not just the arms. So open your chest, feel it. I love this side planks. We can really relax and just let gravity do the work. Whether your arm's back or it's over your head, what feels good? I like to let my head hang too, just get a really good stretch in the neck. All right, now we're going to switch sides. We're going to bring the right hand and knee down, step the left foot back, and bring the left arm back to the sky. Just open like a star, breathe. All right, left foot's gonna step forward this time. Big step forward for dragon on the second side. Place a block in front of your right knee. And we're gonna start with high dragon, 2.5 high, 2.5 low in this sequence today. All right, so lift the chest. Let's even out the practice by finishing up this pose. Make sure your hips are squared, front knees over your front ankle. Good. And remember, the blocks are just there for balance. Really, we want to try not to push down and stress out the shoulders and chest after all that good work we've done for the upper body. Dexter's hanging close today for some reason. All right, let's keep breathing. So the further back you go, the more intense it is, the further forward less, right? So you have to be careful with your lower back here that you're not over compressing, just like in Sphinx and seal pose. So if that gets too intense, just lean forward a little bit, or maybe just go right to baby dragon. Stay there instead. Not a contest. Beautiful stretch to the front of the right hip, feels so good. For those of you that are walkers like I am, I walk a lot every day, hiking around town. This is really good for just keeping that the hip flexors nice and flexible. 1 more minute. Now again, you can do neck work if you like. You can do circles with your chin in each direction. Yesterday we did them really slow. Pausing in each direction, it's up to you. You can make it more fluid if you like. Just make sure you go in both directions. A few more breaths. You can turn your head side to side for a spinal twist for your neck as well. All right, let's place the blocks inside the front foot. I like mine sideways next to each other. Some people might want them stacked or flat. And then forearms go to the blocks. Left foot steps out to the left a little bit. And let's stay for 2.5 more minutes. So working on the extension of the back leg. The front foot's actually, front leg's in flexion. It's almost like a splits pose, which we've also been working on quite a bit lately, dragon splits. Not today though. You can do that on your own, maybe after class. Nice steady breaths. You can always add in that winged dragon, left hand on the left knee this time, turning the chest to the left. Do what feels good. One more minute. Maybe going lower if you have room. So we're all listening to our own bodies and going to the depth that feels right for us. So teacher can't tell you how far to go, right? Just suggestions. You decide by how you feel in the pose. Find your edge. It's unique to you. All right, let's straighten the arms, pull the hips back gently into half splits, and bow over your left leg. Remember, your hands can be on blocks or the floor. And just hang there for a few breaths. Feel the left side of your body stretch from the heel to the neck. That yin channel, that urinary bladder channel on the left, our Ida. We'll meet in child's pose when you're ready, no rush. And I want you to bow to your beautiful self again. Relax and breathe. And feel both hips nice and open, nice and even now. Beautiful. Let's rise up to table, hands and knees, cats and cows again. We're just going to go through our thread the needle on each side. Move your body around any way that feels right now. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Then we'll get into a gentle spinal twist, shoulder stretch for the upper back. So right arm goes up as you breathe in. Right arm threads right behind the left wrist with the palm up, shoulder comes down, right side of your face or head. So if you need more, you can always lift the left arm, but take your time. Make sure you're listening to your body and watching and the mind, and just see where the mind goes in each pose. Okay, just 2 minutes here, no big deal. We'll do a little extra shoulder stretch and then get into the second side of this pose. So if we're willing to feel, we can heal. And Sarah Power says the willingness to feel our pain and bring fresh attention there is one of the most life-affirming capacities that a physical-based yoga practice can help us develop. It causes us to translate this body-based consciousness into more and more moments throughout our day. So take this consciousness that you're developing into your day. Watch your intuition wake up as you navigate through your day. And listen to it. Keep relaxing, keep breathing. Feel your upper back twisting, your shoulders stretching. All right, left hand in front of the face, right arm goes up, stay there on your knees. Feel the stretch, open up your chest and shoulders and upper back. And then switch your hands when you're ready. Right hand down, left hand up. We're going to switch again, left hand down, right hand up. Beautiful. Take some cats and cows up and down, nice and slow. Move your body. And we'll do the second side of that pose. Upper back is where we hold a lot of tension, especially if we have to hold children, or we carry things, or we work with our hands. Left arm goes up now. Left arm on the floor, behind the right wrist, shoulder down, left side of the face. That could be computer work, driving. If you need more pressure here, you lift that right arm, maybe thread it behind the back, or use it in front of you to push down gently. As we drop down into our bodily experience, we have to be willing to feel all the places we have vacated or abused in the past in order to bring the life force back into them. So when we feel something heavy or dark or dense or tight, however we want to stress out, however we want to word it, then to bring consciousness into it, to breathe life into it again. One more minute.
Show me how you do that trick, the one that makes me scream. He said, the one that makes me laugh. He said, and threw his arms around my
Okay, gently, right hand in front of the face, left arm sweeps up. Feel your waist getting flexible. Switch hands when you're ready. Good, and then one more time switch, just to make sure we're getting as far as we can today. All right, back to cats and cows. We're going to get into that saddle pose. So just go up and down a little bit, move your body around, and then find the place you can sit on a block with your feet wider than your hips. So your feet, your heels, your toes are pointed, but your heels are outside the hips. That saddle, whether you're sitting on the ground or on a block, it doesn't matter, okay? But please take care of your knees. So find your expression of this. And I'm gonna show some advanced versions of this just for those that can get into it. But if you're sitting on a block, you're not going any further. You're just gonna hang out, breathe, and be happy that you can go right where you are today, right? Those of you that are sitting on the floor, you might wanna use a block or two to support you behind you. So I'm putting mine kind of long ways like that. And this one's going to support my like lower back. I don't even know if I can get into it. It's been a long time. And then the head can be supported by that other block, right? And then I can just lay back. Some of you might be able to lay right back on the floor, and that's fine. But this is another way to stretch the quads, right? The tops of the feet, the knees. Just be careful, please. This is an intense pose. Some of us do this often, especially those who practice Bikram yoga. So every time you practice, you're doing this pose where you're laying back. So if this is new to you, just be careful, keep breathing. Tops of the feet are opening, knees, thighs. We'll only stay here for another minute or so. Listen to your body, watch your mind, feel your breath. So I'm turning my block sideways, and that's a better level for me, is to have it sideways, and it meets kind of just above the lower back. And then I can put the other one higher underneath my head too. All right, so maybe you just need to play around. If you have a bolster, you could put that behind you. But that's just if you're sitting on the floor, which is pretty hard. You have to wait till you get there. Just be careful your knees don't come off the floor. That can be dangerous for the knee joints. If you're laying back, you're welcome to bring your arms up over your head. Now remember, we're going to be laying over the blocks in just a few moments. So whenever you're ready to come out, I'd like you to come forward to table so it's not hard on your knees. And then just come back to your seat and do some windshield wipers. And that's a really nice way to counter the saddle pose. Just letting your knees go in and out of rotation. Inner rotation, outer rotation, switching sides. Okay, let's do a reverse table here, opening up the front body, feet flat, hands flat, lift and squeeze. And then when you're ready, just sit down, shake out your hands, and notice how you feel now. Roll the shoulders. Turn your head side to side, whatever feels good. Let's take a big cleansing breath together. Inhale. All right, blocks behind, one behind the chest, one behind the head. And we're going to lay back. And let the head be supported, legs straighten out, whatever feels good for your legs and arms. And close your eyes, and we're going to get into our Shavasana, supported restorative back bend. Okay, we'll stay here for 2 minutes and just relax. Close your eyes. Remind yourself, no place to go, nothing to do. As you begin to relax the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, your jaw relaxes. Your chest and stomach soften. And then just let your arms and legs go. No place to go, nothing to do. You're just practicing being for the next couple of minutes. Witnessing your thoughts, letting the breath breathe you. Now, without moving or changing or fixing anything, just bring your attention back to your breathing and start to lengthen your breath, breathing into this open, relaxed body. Good. Skim the thumbs across the fingertips and stretch the arms up and over your head when you're ready. And just let the arms hang. Good. Notice how open your shoulders are now. Good. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, place your feet flat. Just roll off to one side, resting on Mother Earth, feeling her support. And then make your way up to seated when you're ready. No rush. Just giving you the roadmap. And when you get to seated, placing your hands together at your heart center, gently rubbing the hands together and feeling the heat of your body. And then press the hands together, press the thumbs against your breastbone gently. And thank yourself for being here, for taking this time to do the introspective practice of Yin Yoga. Let's take a cleansing breath. Breathe in. And then a sweet, soft Om. Breathe in. Om. The Shakti in me bows to the Shakti, the feminine energy in you. Namaste. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Drink lots of water.